Welcome to my channel, Surprise Comics. This is Matt coming back at you with another comic book haul. I wanted to get this haul in real quick. I'm actually heading out to WonderCon this weekend, so I'm super excited. It's my first time going to that convention and planning to pick up a lot of books. So I wanted to show these books I had before I left. And I thought I didn't have very many, but then when I got them all stacked up for the video, it seems to be more than I expected. I'm gonna notice my last few videos have been a little longer than I want them to be. I like to keep in that 15 to 20-minute range, definitely no longer than 20 minutes. I know people have things to do, don't want to hear me drone on about stuff I bought. So we'll start out with this International Iron Man #1. I was lucky enough to get a copy of the Del Auto, and not just lucky enough to get a copy, I was able to grab myself 2 copies of that. I got a really good deal on these, and so super excited. This artist has taken off the last couple weeks. His books have really jumped in value, and it's pretty plain to see why if you just look at those books. You got a really bad glare today, and they look good. Speaking of Del Auto, I got another little haul. I picked these up at a comic shop. I went to it, and they recently got stuff in, and the guy said, "Oh, I got some new books over there. Check them out, $1 a piece." I already had my guy go through and pull out all the keys, and so these are things that the guy didn't see as keys. And they're not any really great books here, but some cool variants and stuff. Like this one right here to go along with those other two is the Del Auto Astonishing X-Men #1. No real value to it. Maybe a $6, $7 book. But I thought it was a great cover. And with that artist's popularity picking up, people want to pick up his work. They'll be able to, this book will probably be on the rise soon because his main books are really rising in value right now are going to be out of reach soon. I got this awesome Michael Turner #1, Wolverine Origins #1. This is one of the last books he worked on before he passed. And also for $1, I got Wolverine Old Man Logan #68. It's the 3rd appearance of Old Man Logan. This whole storyline's really heating up. The new Wolverine movie's coming out next year, 2017, I believe. I also got a copy of Marvel Comics Presents Cyclops. This is also has a backup story about Damage Control, which is their first appearance. Damage Control is a, for those who don't know, it's about probably 3-4 months ago, they made a report that they're going to make a Damage Control TV show. Shortly after DC announced they're going to make a show called Powerless, which is basically the same thing as Damage Control in the DC world. DC's is moving forward. They've done some casting news, and so I can't remember. There's a few people that have been cast in it. The only one that's springing to mind is Danny Pudi, who is in Community, played Abed. And so I'm excited to see him get some more work, and gosh, it's driving me nuts, but it's the other cast, you have to look it up, I guess. So there's your homework if you want to know who else is going to be in that show. Look it up. He's not even the main person, but just the one that grabbed my attention. I picked up this one as well. This is a different shop. I picked up like a little grab bag type thing. This is from Flaming Carrot Comics #27. And I don't know a whole lot about it. It's a kind of a crazy looking cover. We know Flaming Carrot, this weird thing going on. It's the Ninja Turtles. And the reason I picked it up is it's a McFarlane cover. And so I thought, why not? Also in that same grab bag, I got the Xena #1 sketch variant and a 3rd printing of Batgirl #1, the Adams Hughes cover. And so for a bunch of other comics came in that. Those are probably the 3 best ones. I got a few runs of things and stuff, so I might show them in another video. Went to a half-price books, and I picked up this. This is not a significant issue as far as value or speculation or anything. This is JLA #10, and it's the first part of the Rock of Ages storyline. It's a Grant Morrison storyline. Really an epic story, really well done. I think it's a 6-parter. Well, right there on the cover, it's a 6-parter. I read it digitally a few years ago, and I've been trying to find it recently, so I was lucky to get #11 as well, and #12. I already had #13 and 14, so I'm just missing 15 now for the whole set. Really great storyline. So to me, it's some of Grant Morrison's best work, if not his best work. So if you're a Morrison fan, this is definitely a storyline you should be looking at. I think Dark Side Jedi mentioned it in one of his videos a couple months back, and I've been kind of wanting to start looking for them again since then, so I've been able to pick some of them up. I got those for $1 each. I got this for $2. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. They made a movie of this a couple years ago. The movie wasn't received terribly well. It was one of those movies I knew it was bad when I was watching it, but I just enjoyed it the whole time. With all those great characters from history and literature brought together into one story. But I also got this one for $1 at that half price books. This is X-Men number 158. This is the first time Rogue appears in the X-Men comic book. So very early appearance of Rogue. The $1.50 for Superman Batman number 8. This is a book I've been seeing in other people's videos and stuff, and I'm not sure what I looked it up and it said the first appearance of Kara Zor-El, so I don't know if the Supergirl before then was a different secret identity or what it was. Haven't done a lot of research like I was hoping to before I made this, but I picked it up because it's an awesome cover. Michael Turner again, and it was real cheap, so it definitely wasn't passing up on that. This is another book I've been on the hunt for. Infinite Crisis number 5. This is the first appearance of Jaime Ramirez at Blue Beetle, and so super excited to get that one. I've been looking for this for a while. Like I said, it's just one of those books that when I'm in a comic store and I have tons of time and I'm just kind of digging around, I never go think I'll check Infinite Crisis out to see if they have that book. So it was a half price book, so I got this one for I think $2, and it was a small enough section that I dug through everything, so I was able to find that, and I'm super excited to get that one. So yeah, if you don't know much about Jaime Ramirez, I suggest watching Young Justice. It's on Netflix, both season 1 and season 2. One of the best comic book cartoon shows they've ever made. Really well received. They've been talking about making a 3rd season for years and years, ever since it went off the air. And there's that, because it got so popular on Netflix right when they released it, there's been some rumors that Netflix may actually make the 3rd season. So if you want a 3rd season, the people in charge say keep watching the 1st and 2nd season, and it'll improve the chances. And not the last book I got, but the last book from All About Books for now. I have one more that I'm saving for the end. Inhuman number 1. This is the first appearance of Slash. I forget his name now. I can't believe it. If you've been watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he's that big blue guy that transforms and kills Inhumans. Kind of hunts them down and stuff. And, super excited. I've had this. I have another copy of this book. I'm glad to add a second copy into my collection, especially at the price I paid. I think it was $5 for it. So this book picked up a little bit of heat when they announced he's going to be on the show. I don't know if it's how it's done the last couple months, but I'm happy to have another copy. So that was my All About Books. I also picked up another copy of Batman 638, which is the first appearance of Jason Todd. Or no, I'm sorry. This is this time we find out the Red Hood is Jason Todd. And it's just one of those keys. There's a lot of speculation about what the next Batman movie is going to be, and so a lot of Jason Todd's books have been heating up because they believe it's going to be the storyline of when he comes back from the dead and fights Batman. So I got this at a comic book shop right down the street from All About Books. I almost left without getting anything, but I took one last look at the long boxes and found this for $3. I made a trade. My last video I had a trade with Joe Pop, or maybe it was 2 videos ago, and I had some other books he liked, so we got talking again, and I found some more books maybe another swap. He wants some more of my Wonder Woman keys that I had, or variants more than keys. So I was able to get Superman sketch cover from, the new Neil Adams series that just came out. Love this cover. I'm always torn between whether I like the sketch covers or the color covers better, but I think this one really looks nice in the sketch. We got Adam Hughes JSA Classified #1 variant. This is my second copy of this one, Secret Files, JSA Secret Files and Origins #1. This is the first appearance of Kendra Saunders, which you may know from the version of Hot Girl they are using in the Legends of Tomorrow television show. And I also got Batgirl #35, which is kind of this is the issue where Batgirl went the new direction. This is the variant that went along with it. And so it's a little bit of a hard book to find, so I was excited to get that. And then these last 4 books. This one is an eBay find. I've been trying to look for more Silver Age, early Bronze Age books. First appearances, keys and stuff. And it's not I don't have the biggest budget to buy these huge books and stuff. So I've been looking for more minor characters. And this is one I found recently. Got a really good deal on this. Made a best offer. I kind of lowballed the guy. I was surprised he took it. It's a pretty high grade copy too. Probably a 7. We'll have to see. I probably will send it in. It's number 23 of Justice League of America. This is the first appearance of Queen Bee. Queen Bee to me is a really awesome character. They have not brought her to television yet, except for in the there is a series over the summer called Vixen, and it was animated with and they had the Flash and Green Arrow from the television show showed up in it, and her villain was Queen Bee. And if you watched a couple weeks ago, or probably almost a month ago now, Vixen showed up on Arrow as to help with the mission. And so there's a chance that we'll be seeing, if we see more Vixen, that could lead to seeing Queen Bee on those shows, which would be kind of cool to see this character show up on television. Another one, I don't think I've shown this one. I got this a while back, and I think I forgot to put it in my last couple of hauls. And so if I have shown it, I'm sure you don't mind seeing it again. We got Catwoman number 51. It's the Adam Hughes cover. It's not a variant or anything. It's really popular. Just an awesome, awesome picture. I bought one of these last summer. And I got it graded 9.8, and I was super excited to have it. And then I got a good offer on eBay and ended up parting with it. So I had to get myself another copy. So I looked and made a pretty good deal. Picked this up online again. I don't know if it will be a 9.8. It will be close, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be a 9.6. And if I have a really bad luck, maybe a 9.4. So but I got a decent deal on it. And even if it grades out a 9.6 or 9.4, I should be able to make quite a good chunk of money if I decide to sell it again, which I don't know if I will. Last 2 books. I told you how I went to Half Price Books. I was digging through their boxes, and to my surprise, I found this. A copy of Alias #1. And this Half Price Books, they have like the books that you normally get, they're just out, and they have another section behind the counter where they keep the higher price books at. And so when I was digging through the A section, I started coming across some back issues of Alias. I'm like, well, they got a pretty good run here. And I was hoping that when I went and searched in the comics behind there, I'd find #1. And so I was digging through, and I got through all the Alias books, no #1, of course, which didn't surprise me. And I got to the very back of the A section, and sitting there, the last book in the A section was right here, Alias #1. It had a $5 sticker on it. And so luckily they were running a sale. I had a coupon, so I got it for 20% off, so I only paid $3.50 for it. So how about that? Alias number 1350. I always see other people's videos with these stealth buys, and I know you're watching, you're saying, man, I never find great deals like that. Just keep looking, keep hunting. You'll find great deals. A pretty high grade copy. I took it out of the bag, and a little bit of scuffing and stuff on the back, so it's not as high as a grade as it looks, but I'm probably still going to send it into CGC and get a grade on it, just because to me, this is a book that when you get it graded, because it's that key of a book, has that much potential going forward. And so I went to Half Price Books. I was super excited. I found that deal. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do some more hunting. There's a comic book shop right down the road, probably about a mile from the Half Price Books. So I want to hit that up. And I showed you the Batman 638 I pulled out of the box for $3. What I didn't mention was right in front of that 638 was a copy of Batman 635. And I got this for $3 at a comic book store. I couldn't believe it. You know, I got it. It's like, I don't know what other people do, but when I find like a still like this where I shouldn't find it, I've found like some other ones in the past. You know, I found a second printing of Captain Marvel 17 just in a long box for cover price before. And when I find books like that, I kind of like, I get super excited, and then I start to panic that they're not going to sell it to me at the price that it is. And I can't even really blame them, because they just screwed up big time. You know, I'd have easily paid $30, $40 for this if they had that sticker on it. But to get it for $3, I'm super excited. And I always stop looking when I find something like this. It's like I have to get it, and I have to take it to the register and get out of that store as fast as possible, almost like I'm robbing them or something. And I don't know if other people do that same thing. Leave a comment if you do. I just wonder if I just have a weird personality about it. But super excited to have this in my collection again. I have another copy. It's off getting pressed and graded right now. I'm excited for that one to come back. But, you know, this is a book that I'm always on the hunt for, because it's kind of one that slipped through the crack. Like a year or two ago, I got my first copy of a dollar bin because it really wasn't worth much more than $1 at that time. This book has really taken off the last couple of years, so I'm excited to get another copy. Thanks for watching my channel. Thanks for any comments or feedback. And I'll be back next week with another video. Hopefully I'll find some great deals at WonderCon. Like I said, I've never been before, so excited to check out a new convention and see how it is out there in California. Thanks for watching. I hope you had a good time.